you know, like you can't just expect everything's gonna go, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, of course not.
Like,
No, that's why I feel like now that I've had some of these experiences I have, now that going forward, I know what I'm looking for, what I want, what I don't want to do, what I do want to do, how I want. It's always a lesson. Like you're still learning, regardless of how it played out, how it impacted you, and I, like you said, I can't take what happened to me a while from another guy and put that on another guy because all guys are not the same, all women are not the same, which is like you just have to find a person that's meant for you.
Yeah, and then not let your trauma ruin it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta unlearn bad habits.
Yeah, and then also I want to ask now, because this is something that usually keeps women single. Sometimes y'all are probably heavily gonna disagree with me on these things, but would you give up your Instagram for the perfect guy? I'm talking about the guy that you really want. Would you give up your Instagram for him?
Yeah, because at this point, I'm ready to get things going though. Because I mean, social media is weird. It's very weird, and I like social media. I get on social media, but I feel like everybody on social media to look at somebody else that look good.
It's really fake now.
Like famous people, like you're never gonna talk to that famous person. You're gonna be looking up to liking that famous person. So it's like I'm just
not about it. What about you? Would you give up your Instagram for the perfect guy?
I'm gonna say no because I feel like if you're the perfect guy and you're trying to get with me, like we've already came to this conclusion. Like, why do I have to change to make it? We can be together and I have Instagram. I feel like that's where trust and anything that could have been the problem of why I can't have my Instagram. That's where okay, maybe we don't need to be together if you feel like you can't trust me because of Instagram or like it's post.
Okay. What about you?
I would say yes, just for the simple fact of it is men are vultures. You could tell them no, I have a boyfriend, and they would
They
not
stop.
stop.
yes, bro.
You know how many times I use that line and they still be like, "Well, you can't have friends."
But just don't respond. Just don't
Like,
respond. Stand on it. Don't respond.
They will find me, like, bro. You know how many times I've been like out and about, like, and they'll see me like, "Hey, bro, you little baby daddy off of Instagram." I'd be like, "How the fuck do you know that, bro?"
That's
or
weird.
the fake accounts,
super
and they
weird.
like
DM
DM
you
the
off
fake
of-
accounts.
Yeah.
That's why I would delete my shit because I
That's what I'm saying.
want my
I
relationship to be.
private,
Private,
but like
yeah.
I wouldn't let him tell me that I gotta delete my stuff though. Like
No,
I'll
do it
just do
myself.
it myself just because my
Yeah.
peace and my sanity for my relationship. Just because I don't want to know. Like if you be honest, dudes, I feel like everybody gonna cheat.
No, hell no.
No, that's what I said. I feel
No,
like
sir. No,
in
ma'am.
my eyes, I feel like everybody gonna cheat at a point in time. I'm not gonna say that it's okay for them to cheat, but I feel like that he's either gonna cheat on you when you're not knowing, or he's gonna find somebody else attractive because it's just for the moment, or just dudes think with how they feeling at the moment. So it's just like at the moment, I know that they be thinking all type of stuff. So it's just like I'd rather get off social media. So I know I wouldn't even go on there to go look for stuff because I know how my past was and what I've been through and what I would do and what I know. Oh dang. Let me get on my social media because I got that money. Let me go find a homegirl, or let me go see if somebody going on there, or just let me check and see if he being like, if I trust him. Like you can trust a dude and still be looking on his Instagram because you just kind of scared or skeptical because you feel like he was acting different.
But I think that's maturity in a sense because even if I can go do that in real life. Like you can do these things in real life. I can go cheat on you in real life and not cheat on you on Instagram. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm
Like
saying.
I know exactly. So like I can go cheat in real life. What do me looking on Instagram?
It's the opportunity. There is more
Yeah.
opportunities. Like
Yeah.
you can't deny that a woman getting thousands of messages within a year compared to a guy getting 5
That's annoying.
is it's completely different. Like it's not like men and women are not the same.
But even then, like I feel like it's the girl. Like it's the girl. Like if you want your relationship to be so well, you want to be with your man. Don't respond.
Well, but here's the thing. Once again, this is just it's respect. It's respect to the relation. It's not even about respecting your man. It's respecting your relationship.
Okay.
Like, and like that's all it's about. But here, what was your answer, really quick? Because I wanted to go back to what she said, but I wanted to hear yours first.
I would, just because social media is just so toxic, and it literally has destroyed so many relationships that I've seen. Like my friends, like you said, there's more opportunities when you're going every day. Like when I go to work and stuff like that, I'm not thinking like, who am I going to cheat with or anything like that. I'm thinking I'm going to work to get money. I'm going to school to study. And like on social media, you're looking at all these people shirtless, bikinis, all this stuff, and you're pushing more into that lust compared to just you're in a single mindset every single day type of thing.
Yeah, no. So here's the thing, and like you're totally right. I agree that a guy shouldn't tell you after you are dating to get rid of your Instagram. That's ignorant. But what I do and what most men do that are valuable in any way, shape, or form, they have a boundary. And if you cross that boundary, then they will break up with you or they just won't be with you. Here's the thing. If a girl has, say, an Instagram and she has a bunch of bikini pictures on there or just a bunch, like she's the type that needs attention really bad. Like you can tell just when you go to her shit, she's that type of girl. That girl will never in her head think that this is hurting her in any way, shape, or form. But she doesn't realize subliminally she's putting herself in the fuck only category for every man that she talks to. Because most men that aren't simps or aren't betas, that are like an alpha type of guy or anything like that, they see that shit and they're like, oh, I'd fuck her. And she gets put in the sex only category. She'll never become a wife. Like he'll sit there and talk sweet to you and say all these nice things and try to do whatever it takes to fuck. But he's not ever going to take you seriously. So like you can find a guy and he might be the best guy ever. And you're like, oh my God, he's so great. And he ghosts you or something. And you're like, why the fuck did you do that? And it's like, it might have been because of your Instagram. And
But
like,
let's talk about like
just
if
because of those.
our Instagram, my Instagram doesn't look it. Not saying that's just me, but like to the Instagrams that don't, nothing is wrong with them. Like in a sense, I feel like like that's not being secure. Because if you get on Instagram and you're like, oh my God, he's so fine, oh my God, I got a man, but he's so fine. Let me see what he's talking about. That's on you because you don't have enough self-control to be like, you know what? It's Instagram. I can walk outside right now. We can go to brunch. Me and my boyfriend, we can go to brunch or whatever the case is. And if there are people people are always going to be attractive. Like people are always going to be attractive. Someone is always going to catch his not someone always is always going to catch his eye. But if another woman catches his eye, that doesn't mean he's cheating. Or that if another guy, if I think a guy's handsome, that doesn't mean, oh, okay, I'm going to go shoot at him. I'm going to go try to fuck with him. I just think it's maturity. Like it doesn't mean I'm disrespecting him because I have an Instagram. If I have an Instagram and I'm posting my family and guys still try to shoot at me, what is there?
I'll explain to you. So like you don't need all those followers though. So like here I'll give you a perfect example. My girl has an Instagram, but it only has like 150 followers and it's just a bunch of girls and like there's nothing for me to worry about. You know, there's like she's respecting the relationship in that
because
way.
She has a low following account.
Yeah, I don't have to worry. There's no opportunities coming into her. She doesn't have guys hitting her up. And here's the thing, it's just respecting the relationship. That's all it is. If this was 30 or 40 or 50 years ago, your mother and your grandmother, the amount of people that were coming towards them.
We're not in that age. Remember, we're in a different age.
Exactly. That's why I'm giving you an example of the difference. Hold on. Let me talk. Let me finish. The difference between then and now. And you're sitting here trying to say all these options are nothing. But if we look at divorce statistics, if we look at breakups and who's cheating the most, it's all women, and it's because of these options. This all started, if you look at every graph that is showing these statistics, it all started right at 2010, 11, right when Facebook started blowing up, right whenever all the social media started blowing up. Men's sexlessness went from 16% to 33%. Men are 1 in 3 men aren't having sex today, from 18 to 30. It literally doubled. And like that, like you got to understand, there's a way more women having sex. You could say that you would never take those options, but it happens. Like it does. And here's the thing. Women love differently than men. Men love, what is it, Donnie? Men love idealistically, right?
Yes.
Men love idealistically and women love opportunistically. So what that means is that you can have the greatest guy ever and he's really in love with you. He idealistically really fucking loves you, okay? But say he's going through a hard time with work, he loses his job, just something's going wrong. You will take an opportunity because women are opportunistic lovers.
But
this is why the like girls can get flown out and all this stuff.
That's not everybody though.
Exactly.
It's
I would argue that every woman is an opportunistic lover. There's something called hypergamy, which means that women always date up. They always want something better than them. And it's a very true thing. Like here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with hypergamy. It is an extremely good thing for nature to want y'all to always go up, because for you to always go up, that's how you know that you can take care of a child one day.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's because we're programmed to find a good
Yeah.
leader for the family.
Yeah.
That's
And there's
why.
nothing
not how
wrong
you,
with
like-
it. I'm not mad at hypergamy. It's a great thing. It's also, I don't get mad at men that are very attractive that fuck tons of women. Why would you get mad about nature? It's in his natural instinct for him to do that. Don't get mad about it. Just understand it. Accept reality for what it is. I don't get mad at women that have broken up with me in the past and went to a older, richer guy than me. I accept it. That's how the world is today. And that's how it's always been for all of history. This is nothing new. We're just we just are all against it now because like society and feminism and everything's trying to say, no, that's not how things are. That's it's really it's nature versus nurture debate. If you look at feminism, a lot of them are all preaching that your environment does everything for you. Everything about who you are, it's all based on your environment. And if you look at the red pill and all the guys on the opposite side that are super logical, they're all saying the opposite. They're all saying, nope, it's Mother Nature, it's in your DNA. This is who you are. This is what you do. This is, and that, but really it's 50-50. It's somewhere in the middle. And like, that's why we're always all arguing over these things, because one side thinks it's all Mother Nature and one side thinks it's all nurture.
Everybody nowadays, they have like this one mindset, and no matter if you give them anything logical, if you give them the science behind it, if you do anything like that, whether it's one side or the other, they won't listen because everybody thinks they're smarter than everyone
Yeah, well,
else.
cognitive dissidence is the
And
big
social
thing.
media is also a big problem.